Good evening everyone and welcome to round 5 of the team versus team. This is NXT GEN versus MRC. This is the Pro League. There are 2 leagues tonight. This whole season is sponsored by DAE. That's David Appleby Engineering. The guys down there have offered 2 tickets for Brands Hatch, so cheers to those guys. We will be starting qualifying in a couple of minutes, maybe a minute or so. So this is round 5 at Suzuka. It's a 2-lap sprint race session, so there are 2 races tonight. Sorry, 2 laps, 2 races tonight. First race is 10 laps, and that consists of a full tank of gas, and the guys can use any tyres between racing softs and racing hards. And then the second race tonight is 18 laps. It's half a tank of fuel they start with, and they must use 2 different compounds of tyre. So look, I think we're just about to start quali. Race 2 will be a reverse grid of race 1. Fuel use is on ×3 and tyres are on ×4. We will let me join this session. We will start spectating. When it loads. So we have been having trouble with the cameras every race so far. So the cameras seem fine during qualifying, but for some reason, as soon as it flicks over to the race, it will only let me use the cinematic camera from outside. So unfortunately, we've tried a couple of other things to try and rectify this. I'm not finding any answers via Google or anywhere else, so we'll just have to see how tonight goes camera-wise. So let's jump on track. Let's put some settings on so you guys can see what's going on. So we've got 5 guys out on track, Hyperio in the pits at the moment. Guys just coming out of the pits. We'll have a quick flick through the order. Persl 288. Don't believe he was here last week. It's good to see him in the lobby tonight. MRC Bobby. I think he had a bit of a nightmare last week with that Lamborghini. NGR30 had a bad start on one of the races last week. Oh, we just catch him getting a bit of a drift on then, putting himself in the wall. Hyperio is one of the new drivers. I think won second race. So stopping Potter McPot's winning streak. So fair play to Hyperio. Flick through to Louis. Giving his tyres a bit of a warm-up. So what you will see tonight during the qualifying, it is only 15 minutes for quali, the guys will be burning fuel to try and lighten their cars, and then pop into the pits, fresh set of boots, and off they go to try and set an even quicker lap time. Timmy just coming out of the pits. Street Boy was another driver not here last week, so again good to see him in the lobby. He's still in the pits at the moment. We just catch I believe that's MRC Bobby going a bit wide on the grass. So we should start seeing lap times soon. Just flick through to Potter McPot, who's first man out on track. We'll just catch him going a bit wide. Oh, he's into the sand pit. Flick through to Persl. So Persl set at 2:13. That was obviously his out lap, so We'll see what these next few laps will do for the guys as they come out. I don't think anyone's actually set a fastest lap yet. Taking his time. Through to Potter, coming up to 130R. Keeps it well on the curbs. I believe this is called the Hitachi Automotive corner at the moment. Hitachi Automotive chicane. So fastest laps at the moment is Perzel with a 2 minutes 0.6. So Hyperio coming into the last chicane. Very difficult, got to get that one right, make sure you know your braking point. So watch it, let us know who you're supporting. We'll say hello. So Hyperio now with the 158.6. Excuse me, just getting a drink. It looks like it's going to be quick times around here. MRC Dangly Ball also back in the lobby tonight. I believe we lost a couple last week. We had some issues during the first race. One guy got kicked, and I believe MRC Bobby got kicked or quit, one of the two. As you see Louis there rolling around in the Mercedes. You spot the DAE logo on the back of the car there. All the guys have got that logo on their car. That's due to the whole series being sponsored by David Appleby Engineering, or DAE. The guys there have kindly offered 2 tickets to the Brands Hatch GT race with garage access, so thank you to them. Have a slow flick through the order. Most guys seem to be on racing soft tyres tonight. MRC Dangly Ball just staying out of the way while people put hot laps in. Chewy D's in the lobby tonight as well, good. So 10 so far. Chewy D arrived late at last week's qualifying, only managed to get a couple of qualifying laps in. Didn't do him a lot of favours in the first race, unfortunately. So we'll have to just keep our eye open, see if anyone else pops into the lobby. So Potter McPot now holding the fastest lap with the 158.3. 3/10 of a second quicker than Hyperio's. Through Spoon Corner. Up the back straight now. So we'll go on board for a lap with Potter McPot. This guy's put the fastest lap in so far. Yes, it is the Hitachi chicane. Just keeping Keeping his eye on lap time, so he's not beating his 158.3 at the minute. He's still got 2/3 of a tank, so these guys might come in for a quick pit stop after they've burnt a bit more fuel off. Through the S's. Into the banked curve. Up towards Degner's 1 and 2. Which I learnt today used to be one whole corner, one whole curved corner, and early 80s, I believe they changed it into the 2 Degners as it is now. Difficult to get right. Into the hairpin. Potter McPot taking it a little bit wide there. So Lowy now got the 3rd fastest lap, pushed Purcell down a place. D's pushed himself up to 5th. MRC Bobby, he was, I believe, in 3rd. Potter gets a bit of a drift on. Up the back straight again towards 130R. This is one of the very few courses in figure of 8 configuration, with the bridge and tunnel overpass. Again, keep your eye on Potter's time. They're both diving into the pits. Okay, so we'll flick through to Hyperio, still out on track. So these guys again may all dive into the pits. Grab a bit of curb through there. Make sure you get your braking points right through here. It could be terrible if you don't. Coming up too short, you see everyone's coming into the pits, so Potter McPot is just coming out of pit lane. Louis coming through the second part of Spoon. Louis, apologies. This is the Next Gen versus MRC team versus team race. This is round 5 at Suzuka. 4 previous rounds. It is there are 2 variants to these races, so there are sprint races and enduros. Tonight's is 2 sprint races. First race is 10 laps and the second race is 18 laps. Slightly different configurations for each. So the 10 lap, they start with a full tank. They can use any tyres between racing softs and racing hards. And then it's a reverse order grid from that race for the second race, which is 18 laps. And they start with half a tank of fuel, but they must use at least 2 types of compound for their tyres. Tyre wear is on 4 and fuel consumption is on ×3. The penalty system's on. There's no ghosting for back markers either. Slipstream is set to real. The Enduro races are 50-minute races, and that will be next week's race at Fuji. That's round 6. It's a 12-week series. So we've had, as I say, this is round 5. So round 1 was at Bathurst, won by Potter McPot. Round 2 was Monza, 2 sprint races, both races won by Potter McPot. Round 3 was Red Bull Endurance Race, again won by Potter McPot. Brands Hatch was a sprint race. First race was won by Potter McPot and the second race was won by Hyperio 08. And they were into round 5 tonight, which is the sprint race. Round 6 next week is the Enduro at Fuji. Just keep flicking through the order. Round 7 is Lago Maggiore, and that's a sprint race, so 2 races. And then Dragon Trail Gardens, also a sprint race. And then BB Infield A, which is also a sprint race. Nürburgring 24-hour, which is an endurance 50-minuter. So that's the Nordschleife and the GP track. Round 11 is at Catalonia, that's a sprint. And round 12 is Circuit de la Sarthe, and that's an enduro. So Potter McPot still holding fastest lap with a 1:58.3. We'll see if they can get any quicker now they've burnt some fuel off. New set of rubber. Just catch the DAE logo above the rev counter there on Timmy 1987's car. Let's see if we can catch a better shot of one. Bobby's parked in the wall. I think he's waiting for quali to be over. So yes, on the back right of Potter's bumper there. So Potter McPot just beating his own time with a 1:58.2 now. So it's a good lap from him. Looks like he's pulling over. It is only a 15-minute quali. So as it stands, it's looking like Potter in first, Hyperio in second, Louis in third, MRC Danglyball in fourth, Purzel in fifth, Timmy in sixth, NGR E30 in seventh, Street Boy 02 in eighth, VLX Chewy D in ninth, and MRC Bobby in 10th. So Potter, there will be a little bit of a delay while Potter McPot, who is the host tonight, he will change the settings. Oh no, sorry, this one goes straight into race. Do apologise. So again, we'll have to see whether the cameras work. I'm not promising anything, guys. We've had no luck so far. If anyone does know how these things work, give us a shout. We've tried a couple of options and no luck so far. Let's keep an eye on the start. Potter McPot in first, Hyperion second, Louis in third, MRC Danglyball in fourth. False start from Potter McPot there. That's not going to help his start. So Hyperio's got through, Louis got through, Timmy's got through, pushing Potter back to fourth. Purzel's on him. Danglyball's pressuring him now. Got past Purzel, clean into the first corner. So Hyperio, a little bit of a gap as they head into the S's. Good start from Timmy and Louis there after Potter McPot's false start. So yes, apologies, looks like cameras aren't working. Just flicking through the order, keep your eye on the action throughout the pack. So Potter McPot has managed to get back third place from Louis. He's right on the tail of Timmy as well there. So Hyperio gained a good old gap now. Potter McPot all over the back of Timmy as they head down into Spoon. He's gone around the outside. Oh, he's lost it a little bit. Don't think there was contact. I think he was just pressing a bit hard. Louis now pressuring him for that third place. Oh, Potter McPot spun out. He's taken Louis with him. Potter McPot back down into 9th, possibly 10th. 10th now for Potter McPot. Louis also taken with him down into 9th. Unfortunate incident for the guys. So I'll flick back to Hyperio in the lead at the minute. 1.7 second lead as he hits the last chicane. 2.3 second lead now. So Timmy must have taken it slow through that first corner. Sorry, last corner. MRC Bobby holding a penalty, but he is up into third. long as he can keep it clean and lose that penalty, should be no issue. Chewy up into 4th, started in 9th, I believe. Purcell was doing quite well, back in 5th now. Street Boy, aka Bricktop, I've been told to call him. Sorry mate. Someone said you had to hock your PlayStation in, stop the bailiffs coming round, something along those lines. Correct me if I'm wrong. MRC dangly ball now right on the back of Street Boy as well as they go through the Degners. So Potter McPot closed in on NGR E30 after his moment. Round Spoon. Managed to get past Louis, apologies. I think we have lost a player. Hyperion now with a 5.8 second lead, running away with this race by the looks of it tonight. To say this is only a 10-lap race as we sit on lap 2. Hyperion, as we watch him coming through 130R, holding his 5.5 second lead. So it looks like we've lost Timmy 1987. He was sitting in 2nd. He's now no longer in the lobby, and MRC Bobby is now sitting in 2nd. Don't know what's happened there. Unfortunate for Timmy. I've not even caught him crashing yet. So Hyperion now with a 6-second gap to MRC Bobby. He's got Chewy D closing in on him. So all the guys have moved up as a position due to Timmy exiting the lobby. Bobby's still holding on to his penalty. Chewy D closing in on him. Purcell catching up to the back of the pair of them. So Potter McPotter's got past NGR E30. Flick back a little bit, make sure we're not missing any action from these guys as we watch Street Boy right on the back of MRC dangly ball. As they hit hairpin, keeping it tight through there. Potter McPot looking to close that gap after his moment. So dangly ball's gained a bit of a gap on Street Boy now. Relieved a bit of pressure from himself. Keep your eye on this battle for 2nd. MRC Bobby managing to maintain that gap between himself and VLX Chewy. Very similar gap. He's closed in a little bit through there. Three-quarters of a second now, was just over a second. He's not gone for the slipstream. Would have benefited him down there. So Hyperio's running away with this race with a 6.5 second lead now. Just have a brief run through the order. Give everyone a bit of coverage. Do try and keep this fair. Just because you're at the back, it doesn't mean you shouldn't get a bit of coverage. Might be having a real good battle. I don't want to miss the action. That's what it's all about. So Street Boy's lost a little bit of time now to MRC dangly ball. He's got Potter McPot closing down on him. NGR E30 almost out on his own. There's no NGR Jambu either this week. That's another driver who's not turned up. Oh, we just catch NGR E30 spinning off. A little bit wide, catch a wheel on the grass. That can be it. That can be enough. So unfortunate for him. Louis into the hairpin. Heads down now to Spoon. So Potter McPot has managed to get past Street Boy, and Bobby's had a moment, put himself in the wall, put himself back to 6th, 7th now. Potter McPot's managed to get up into 5th. So Street Boy's gained a place. Potter McPot's gained a place. Purzel and Chewy D have gained a place. So unfortunately we missed that action. MRC Bobby's still right on the back of Street Boy as they head down the start-finish straight. And they get it done under the slipstream. Great early and pulled out. He's gone from down the inside. He's taken the place. Good bit of driving there from MRC Bobby. Has reduced his penalty from 3.5 down to 2. Unfortunate for him, he had an accident while sitting in 2nd. So 7 seconds back from Potter McPot now. He did put himself back into last place. Spun himself out on Spoon, took Louis with him. Worked his way back up to 5th. And closing the gap on MRC Dangly Ball. He's just coming out of the hairpin. There's a little bit of oversteer on coming out. It's allowed Potter McPot to gain a bit of time. I'll flick back to the front too. So Chewy D's managed to get a bit of a gap between himself and Purzel. Hyperio's still got almost 7.5 second gap to Chewy D as we watch him coming around the Hitachi chicane. So halfway through this race now. Hyperio holding the fastest lap with 1:58.3. So unfortunate some drivers are missing tonight. It is always better when there's a full lobby. Makes for better racing, more action on track. And obviously it doesn't help when we're getting players getting ejected out of lobbies. Looks like Potter McPot's closed the gap down to Dangly Ball a little bit. As we just catch MRC Bobby going a little bit wide on that corner. He's got his penalty back up to 3 seconds. So 3.5 down to 2, back up to 3. But he has taken the place of Street Boy. Louis right on him as well. Louis down the inside. For the outside for this corner. As I think we've just seen MRC Bobby getting it a bit wrong into Degner's. Putting himself in the gravel trap. He sticks himself back into 8th place. I think NGR 30 now at the back of the pack. He also must have had a bit of a moment. Flick through to Hyperio at the front, holding his 7.5 second lead. Chewy D making a bit more of a gap on Purzel. Spreading out a little bit now. Potter McPot up into 4th. He's managed to get past MRC Dangly Ball. So another good race from Potter. Even though he's had a moment, he has pushed his way back through the pack to get it back up to 4th. 3 laps left. Dangly Ball qualified 3rd, I believe, sitting in 5th at the minute. So Louis has managed to get past Street Boy. The big Next Gen Racing logo down the side of Louis' car there. Bright orange Mercedes. And the big flash of DAE across the back. Again, big shout out to the guys at David Appleby Engineering. The guys have sponsored this race with a couple of tickets for the British GT race down at Brands Hatch with garage access as well, so that'll be good. Thank you to the guys for that. Can't thank them enough, really. Also like to give a shout out to the guys who helped set up the races, Chris Cutler, Nev Cluley, and also the guys that helped set up the pages as well, so Mark Sykes for Next Gen and Dennis Shewer for MRC. Much appreciated, guys. You do put a lot of work in to keep these things going. We do appreciate it, even if we don't say so as much as we should. MRC Bobby managed to reduce his penalty a little bit. Flick to Hyperion at the front. An 8-second lead now. It's looking good to win it, this one, Hyperion. Chubby D's having a good race. Kept it clean. Bit of a drift on through there. Keep around the tyre wear. No pit stops in this race. It's, as I say, it's only 10 laps. It's pit stops in the next race. That'll make it a bit more interesting when it comes to strategy. Which tyres the guys put on, which tyre choice first, etc. So Potter McPotts managed to close the gap down to Purcell. Oh, as we watch Purcell going a bit wide. Potter closed that gap. If he gets Spoon right, he could take him up the hill before he gets to 130R. Keep your eye on this little battle. Potter's pulled out, he's got the inside line for 130R. He's made the move, and he's made the move stick. As they're coming to Hitachi chicane, Purcell has a quick look down the inside. Thought better of it. We're heading to the penultimate lap now. Hyperion still holding fastest lap with a 158.3. So we'll just nip through the order and have a quick look at fastest lap. So again, Hyperion the 158.3. Chewy D with a 159.0. Potter McPot, who's got past Purcell, 158.7. Purcell with a 159.6. MRC Dangly Ball 159.7. Louis 159.8, Street Boy with a 201.0, MRC Bobby with a 159.7, and NGRE 30 with a 202.7. So it looks like MRC Dangly Ball's closed in a little bit on Purcell as well. So Purcell's got to watch himself. He wants to keep that place before the end of the race. So both Purcell and MRC Dangly Ball, both using the same car, very similar tyre wear, fuel wear. So really it's all down to the driver. MRC Dangly Ball right on the back of him, close right up there into Spoon. Again, can it get it done up the hill? This is where Potter McPot got him last lap. He's close enough. He's gone for the inside line again. He's got through the corner first, and he's not run it wide. So again, Purcell having a bit of a mare through Spoon and up the back straight, losing a place 2 laps in a row there. So MRC Dangly Ball up into 4th now. So Louis now all on his own really, 12 seconds in front, 13 seconds in front, 6 seconds behind him to Street Boy, who is being chased quite closely by MRC Bobby. See if MRC Bobby can make anything of this. Was having a good race, put himself in the sandpit unfortunately, which put him back into last place. So pulled out from doing it into the first 2 corners. And really nowhere, unless you're going to go for a dive, you're going to be very unlikely to get it done unless you get it done up the back straight. So I'll flick through to Hyperion now on the final lap of this one. Evening L game. Unfortunately you couldn't make it tonight, mate. L game was also unfortunately kicked out of the lobby last week due to connection issues. So we'll just keep an eye on Hyperio as he puts in his last few corners of this race. So Louis just got in front of Street Boy now. Oh, have I read that wrong? And Street Boy just got... Oh no, MRC Bobby's still at the back. So Hyperio's finished the race now. Flick through to Chewy D coming across the line. Potter McPot. Purcell in 4th. MRC Dangly Ball in 5th. Louis in 6th. Street Boy in 7th. MRC Bobby closing him down again. Oh, we just watched Bobby getting a bit wide through there. So luckily held on to the place around that last corner. MRC Bobby in 8th and NGR 30 in 9th. So that's the order for the first race tonight. Just 1 second, folks. So it's Purcell, yeah. Just wait for NGR 30 to cross the line. There it is. So standings for this race. Hyperio in 1st, Chewy D in 2nd, Potter McPot in 3rd, Purcell in 4th, MRC Dangly Ball in 5th, Louis in 6th, Street Boy in 7th, MRC Bobby in 8th, and NGR 30 in 9th. So it will be a reverse order grid for the next race. There will be a few minute gap while we wait for settings to be changed. Things like that, people to go grab drinks, go to the toilet. So a good race from Hyperio, taking 1st place. That's his second win of the series. First win last week at Brands Hatch. So this second race will be 18 laps, half a tank of fuel. They have to pit, and they've got to use 2 compounds. They've got to use 2 different compounds, anything or between racing softs and racing hards. So I don't know what strategy people will be running. So 10 minutes till the next race. So unfortunately you guys have got to listen to me waffle on, and I've got to unfortunately think of stuff to waffle on about. Not a lot. So yeah, we are missing a few people tonight. NGR Cashman's not in the lobby, nor APA3. APA3 here was here last week. NGR Jambu as well, and Timmy got kicked. Yeah, we don't know why Timmy got kicked. It looks like he's left the lobby for good. He's not come back, so maybe he's got connection issues. So there are 2 lobbies open tonight. This being the Pro League. Should have been 16 drivers. Possibly was at the start, but for one reason or another, drivers have dropped out or not been able to make it. It's unfortunate, really. It does, like as I say, it does make for better racing when there's more people on track. But there is a second lobby open tonight, and that's the Pro Am League. So there's a possible another 16 drivers racing the same format as tonight. So yeah, they're all at Suzuka doing the 2 race format. The sprint race, they follow the same rules and regs as this one, but they all sent a qualifying time in to the guys who organised it, and that ranked them as Pro or Pro-Am. So yeah, 2 lobbies open tonight. A few guys I raced with last season in the MRC are in the Pro-Am League. So I know it's going to be clean driving, very clean driving last season from the MRC guys. So there will be links in description to David Appleby engineering website, to the NXT GEN Racing Facebook page, and the MRC Mature Racing Club Facebook page as well. Unfortunately I can't put them in right now. During these 10 minutes, go and check them out. So David Appleby Engineering, go Google that. Get yourself on Facebook, go search MRC or Mature Racing Club. Give them a like, thumbs up. And the NXT GEN guys, get yourself on Facebook again, look for NGR or NXT GEN Racing, and go give the guys there a like. Join up, sign up, there's plenty of leagues going on. All different stuff, all different cars. The different guys set up different lobbies, different events, whether they be sprint races, whether they be enduros, all different classes of car, from Volkswagen Beetles, campers, all the way up to the Group X cars, which are a bit insane. There are the new Formula 1 leagues as well that some of the guys are putting on in the MRC. Me myself, I'm waiting for the GR4 leagues to come back. Did enjoy that last season and a half I've been in them. Real good, real clean racing. Good bunch of lads in the leagues. Some good banter as well. I have been told off for giving too much banter on the group chat for this race. I even got kicked out of the group chat earlier, to be put back in about 15 minutes later, but yeah, I got kicked out. I abused the host's mum, he wasn't impressed. He's a friend, so I can get away with it, I hope. So it'd be interesting to know what these guys are racing on, whether they're racing on wheels or controllers. Me myself, I race on a wheel. Got the T500 RS, T3 PA pedals. Doesn't make me any better. just makes it a little bit more immersive. I'm nowhere near anywhere near the top of anything, league-wise or racing-wise. I just enjoy it. It's a good giggle. As long as it's clean racing, we don't like dirty racing. Gran Turismo dailies. Oh dear me, I don't know where that came from. Penalties. I've not been on the dailies for probably 6 months. I don't know what the changes are to the penalty system. Apparently, according to people on the MRC page, there's still dirty drivers. The penalty system's still messed up. You can get bumped off the track and you're getting the penalties, so nobody quite knows what's going on there. So please, Polyphonic, sort that out. Make it fair. Must be difficult. Setting up algorithms to figure out who's in the wrong. Ultimate Pot there, just apologising to Louis for unfortunately taking him out in the first race. Pure accident, got a little bit wide on Spoon, spun it out. Louis just happened to be in his direct path, put both to the back of the race. Shame they don't still use this track for F1. It's a good old track. Yeah, Louis quite happy. So there is, you can be penalised during these races. So if you're deemed to have caused an accident and just drive off into the distance, leaving him stuck in the sandpit, well, that guy can quite happily send a video clip in of you bumping him off, and if the stewards deem it was a naughty move, they'll give you a penalty for the next race. So yeah, the room settings have been changed, so it's now 18 laps. It's reverse order from the last race. It's half a tank, so 50 litres of fuel. There is tyre wear on. They will have to use 2 different compounds for this race. So Pop just informing everyone it's going to be 2 minutes before the race actually starts. Just out on track, putting a couple of warm-up laps in. Oh dear. Getting a feeling for 1 or 2 corners they're not quite happy with, maybe. So I don't know why Purcell's rolling around, just on a cruise maybe. Waiting for the race to start. So again, not everyone back in the lobby yet. Nice to see a reappearance of Timmy. It's unfortunate if he got kicked due to connection issues, but if he can get reconnected, at least he might stand a chance of scoring some points. I'm not sure. I think you still keep your points even if as long as you're actually in the race. Just catch NGR30 there, hitting the sand, putting Chewy D right off. So I think most people are on track. So we lost Timmy. And who else did we lose? Ball's in, APA 3, Hyperio's in, Timmy we lost, Purzel's in, Louis in. Who am I missing? Jambu, he didn't show for the first race. I'm sure there was 10 in this lobby. Street Boys in, Hyperio's in, NGI 30, Purzel, Louis, Timmy. I don't know who we're missing. Some strange reason. Got all the drivers written down, I can't see who's bloody missing. So, race is just about to start. Again, 18 laps, reverse order grid from last race. Don't think Potter's quite got the settings right for this one. Might have to have a restart. Yeah, I believe it's going to be a restart from that one. Yeah, the guys have all left the lobby. Not left the lobby, exited the race. Potter McPot didn't quite change his settings. It's meant to be a reverse grid, and it's just the grid the same as the last race. It's meant to be reverse. So I think I've got to leave this lobby as well. So Potter McPot's just going to have to change the lobby settings quickly. Bit late there, Chewy D. Shouting restart after everyone's left. Except Purzel, I believe he's still out on track. Wondering what's going on. Where's everyone gone? So Potter McPop getting a bit of a roasting off the guys, and deservedly so, really. I know you're not in L game. I know you weren't in from the start. So so grid order set by host, okay. So let's see if he's got this one right. We won't know until the race starts. Won't show me the grid order, it'll only show me the guys out on track. So this is the NXT GEN versus MRC team versus team series. This is round 5 at Suzuka. This is the second race of this evening. It's a 2-race format tonight. It's a sprint race. So first race has just occurred. That was 10 laps. This is the second race of 18 laps. It's a combination of sprint and endurance races. Next week is the endurance race at Fuji, 50-minute endurance race. Slightly different setup tonight, so they start with full fuel and they can use any tyres between racing hards and racing softs. Tonight's is sprint races, so 2 short sprint races. This race is going to be race 2 of tonight, 18 laps. They start with half a tank of fuel. They've got to use at least 2 compounds of tyre. That'll be interesting to keep an eye on pit strategy, tyre wear. I'm not saying I'll be able to do it all because there's a lot to be keeping your eye on. So if I miss something, I apologise. Guy's now just hanging about waiting for Potter McPotts to get himself sorted out. MRC Bobby, Hyperio, Purzel, Street Boy. Or was it MRC Bobby that wasn't in the lobby earlier? Yeah, I think it was. Come on, Potter McPot, start the race. I've been yapping on for far too long about nothing. Most of the guys have got them get themselves out the pit lane first, though. Or maybe they haven't. So race 2. So reverse grid from last race, NGRE 30, MRC Bobby, Street Ball, MRC Dangly and Hyperio in last. So to keep her on the start. Potter McPot got a false start in the first race. All the guys giving full beans to their cars now. Looks like it was a clean start from everyone. So Potter McPot's managed to get a place off Dangly Ball. And Purzel's also taking a Dangly Ball as well, so MRC Bobby up into first. Potter McPot now has got Street Boy as well up into fourth. MRC Bobby holding the lead at the minute. NGRE 30, Louis, Potter McPot real close to him. Bit of a gap then back to Potter, Chewy D and Street Boy. Around this little battle back here. It's quite close to these guys. So Dangly Ball looking like he's trying to get back at Hyperio. He's managed to gain a place from him already. Ball taking a very wide line there, tight line there. Street Boy might pick himself up a penalty for that. He's flicked through to the front. MRC Bobby still holding his lead. Louis and Potter fighting around that last corner there, trying to the hairpin, trying to get third place. Louis holding it for now. MRC Bobby got NGRE 30 all over him. NGRE 30 has got a little bit of a penalty though. He's chasing him hard up the back straight, might be able to get him before 130R. MRC Bobby's taking the inside line, gone defensive. Can he hold the place? Potter McPot and Louis also side by side. Purzel in the mix as well. So Potter McPot come out in third place through that. Louis losing 2 places. Purzel taking fourth off Louis as well. So Louis down 2 places in that last manoeuvre. Oh, and I've just seen Louis fire himself off at the Hitachi chicane. Say very difficult to get right that corner. So NGR 30 still pressuring MRC Bobby. Oh, we just catch NGR 30 spinning out in the first corner. Potter McPot now up into second through that mistake. So NGR 30 now back into 6th after that. Fortunate for him. Potter McPot closing the gap down to MRC Bobby in first. Chewy D chasing down Purzel as well, half a second gap. Hyperio now up into 5th, started at the back of the grid, so he's having a great race so far. Looks like there's a bit of glitching on the servers. Hopefully they'll stay stable. But yeah, Hyperio having a real good race. Came first in the last race. Reverse grid, so he was in 9th. Pulled himself up to 5th already. He's down in 6th now after his spin. Street Boy 02 losing a bit of time to him. So Dangly Ball just catching wide, going wide there. The second part of Spoon is giving Louis the chance to take the place back, putting MRC Dangly Ball back into 9th. So jump to the front of the pack. Pop into 2nd now. Oh, after NGR's spin, NGR E30 spin, so he's made the gap up on MRC Bobby. He's going to use the toe down the straight here. Kind of get it done. Hyperio looking to get the toe off Chewy D as well. Oh, he made a look, Potter. Little nudge going through there. There is a bit of glitching, so it probably wasn't on purpose. So MRC Bobby then keeping his 1st place. Potter did have a look. Purcell's closed the gap on Potter McPot now as well. Chewy D and Hyperio real close. So Potter McPot diving down the inside then to take MRC Bobby into 1st through the banked curve into the Degners. Good move by Potter McPot. As we see Purcell going wide there, losing a little bit of time to MRC Bobby. Keeping it tight through the hairpin. Oh, there's some awful glitching, do apologise people. So we'll just flick back through the pack. So all the action seems to be at the front. So Potter McPot took 1st place off MRC Bobby, but MRC Bobby's still on him. He's lost a little bit of time around there. Purcell's on him as well. Potter with almost a 2nd lead. MRC Bobby with a penalty though, unfortunate for him. Purcell closed the gap now. Might be able to get him on the toe down the start-finish straight. So Hyperio must have had a moment. He was chasing down Chewy D, real close to him on the last lap. Now put himself down into 7th behind Street Boy, NGR E30 as well. So a lot of pressure relief for Chewy D there. Hyperio on him. So as we watch Purcell go down the inside of MRC Bobby, sorry. Chewy D now closing the gap on MRC Bobby as well. Oh, we just catch Bobby going wide. Getting a bit of grass. Street Boy out on his own. He's got 5 seconds either side of him. Hyperio now down to 6th. I believe he's taken Louis after his incident, spun him out, put him down into 7th. But he has gained a place back off Louis. NGR 30 down into 8th. Dangly Ball having a mare. He's almost 30 seconds back already. Did catch him going into the sandpit earlier. Big old sandpits here. So Potter McPot now with a 3.7 second lead. Purcell being chased by Chewy D. He's closed the gap on him. Don't think they'll get it done down here, but start-finish straight's looking promising for Chewy D. Just keep it clean through the chicane. See if Chewy D can get it down the start-finish straight. Possibly not now, he's caught the grass there. Just slowed him down enough, I think. MRC Bobby was having a real good race up into 1st. Now down into 4th. And Street Boy closing him down as well. So there was a 5-second gap between these guys, so MRC Bobby's either having not a very good race, or Street Boy's driven like Billy O to get up there. So Hyperio was quite up near the front. He was sitting in Chewy D having a spin out. So Hyperio and Chewy D back in a battle now. Hyperio like the look of that. So Louis now being chased quite hard by NGRE 30. So we just see MRC Bobby in the grass there, putting himself back down into 8th. MRC Bobby, he didn't catch what was happening there. Flick up to Potomac Pot. He's holding fastest lap with a 1:58.3, 5-second gap. Clean bit of racing from Potomac Pot. So Purcell now got good old Gappy either side of him, 9 seconds behind and 5 seconds in front. After Hyperio and Chewy D have had big old moments. Oh, we just wide there and into the pits. So he's coming on racing softs. Absolutely no fuel left. So Street Boy in the pits also. So Purcell in on softs. Street Boy in on mediums. Just going for a big old glug of fuel. Just flick through the order, make sure we're not missing any action while these pit stops are going on. So Hyperio now real close to Chewy D. NGRE 30 and Louis have moved the positions a little bit due to the pit stops happening. MRC Bobby also up into 6th now. So Purcell out on the mediums. And Dangly Ball, Street Boy out on the softs. Dangly Ball been in as well. He's had racing softs and has he been in yet? He's not been in yet. Oh yes he has. Obviously wasn't, possibly on the mediums, wasn't liking them. Yeah, we've got some serious glitching today. It's not pretty, it does ruin the viewing. So Potomac Pot with an 18-second gap now. He's running on the limit of fuel. So will he come in this lap? Yeah, Potomac Pot's in. So we'll just keep our eye on Chewy D and Hyperio, see what their options are. Oh, the guys have just had a bit of a mare into there by the look of it. Yeah, there's some serious glitching tonight. It's not pretty. So Hyperio stayed out, up into 1st. Louis also has stayed out. He's up into 2nd at the minute. Again, these guys have got to pit. Potomac Pot has had a stop. He's out on the racing mediums. Dangly Ball has also stopped. Purcell stopped. Street Boy stopped. And yeah, I think everyone's been through the pit stops now. Just watch MRC Bobby coming out. Oh no, sorry, so Hyperio's still got to come in. So Potter Pot closing down on Louis. Looks like Louis might be out of fuel. Pushed it a little bit too far, I think. Ran himself out. So just keep on this little battle for a second. Street Boy all over the back. Sorry, Street Boy all over the back of Purcell, apologies. Bit too far back to get it done through 130R, I think. Yeah, Louis had a mare, he's run out of fuel. That's going to ruin his race. So Hyperio's dived in the pits. So yeah, I think Louis has been pushed back to last place now. He's just ticking over on fumes. Unfortunate for him. Got to get your strategies right in these races, otherwise it, as you can see, can absolutely ruin them. So Potter holding a 12-second lead at the minute over MRC Dangly Ball. Hyperio just been in for a fresh set of boots. So he'll be looking to close the gap up on Dangly Ball and Potter McPot. Chewy D was right in this mix. He's managed to push himself down into 6th now. Street Boy chasing Purcell still. Chewy D catching up to him fast. Pretty good driver, Chewy D. It's good to see clean racing from all these guys. It's one thing we do like to see. I was going to say I'll shut my mouth, but that's purely down to glitching. That was. But yeah, the guys, majority of the time, perfectly clean racing, side by side as you're watching there, giving each other enough space, not knocking each other off. That's what we want. If you do knock someone off, it's courteous to hang about and let them back on. Yes, okay, it might ruin your race, but that's part of it. It does help promote clean racing. So almost 3 abreast now, coming up the back straight into 130R. Purcell's lost out 2 places there. Unfortunate for him, so he was sitting in 4th. Street Boy and Chewy D have taken the place coming up the hill and into 130R. Good bit of driving from the guys. They did tuck it in behind each other to close the door on Purcell to get in, but he has taken the place back from Chewy D. NGR30 chasing him as well, so NGR30 now getting Chewy D down the home straight, back start finish straight. Oh, as we just watched, well, it looked like it was going wide again, glitching. So a good close battle here for 4th place. Street Boy up at the front now, with Purcell, NGR, E30, Chewy D and MRC Bobby all in the mix now for this 4th place. Street Boy's got half a second gap now to Purcell. Just keep it all clean. So halfway through this race now. 9 laps in, 18 laps to complete. Guys just taking it easy round there. Chewy D losing out through the hairpin. So he's lost 2 places. NGR30 and MRC Bobby's got him down there. So Street Boy now with a 1.3 second lead to Purcell. Purcell being chased closely by NGR E30, who's also being chased by MRC Bobby. He's looking to get him up the hill. Down the inside, can he keep it into 130R? No, it's tucked back in behind. thought better of it. As we just watch NGR E30 going wide there, so possibly picking up another penalty. That's some terrible glitching. So this series is the team versus team race between NGR, that's Next Gen Racing, and MRC, that's Mature Racing Club. This whole series is sponsored by David Appleby Engineering. Just keep an eye on the action now. MRC Bobby looking to go around the outside. Oh, he gets it wide. He's on the grass. Fortunate for him. So this whole series is brought to us by David Appleby Engineering, or DAE. There will be links in the description below. The guys have offered 2 tickets to the Brands Hatch GT race with garage access. So a good little prize for those guys to hand out. I'd say a big shout out to them for that. Shout out to the guys that helped set these leagues up and the pages that run them. And you guys who race. Without the racing, we couldn't. Without you guys, we couldn't do these commentaries or these leagues. So we appreciate it. Still in this bit more of a battle for 5th place now, really, as Street Boys managed to get a bit of a gap. So Purcell holding 5th, NGR E30 in 6th, Chewy D in 7th. Some real close racing now. NGR 30 looking good into Spoon. If you can hold the line and get him up the hill. Chewy D's closed in as well. To keep an eye on all 3 of these as they climb the hill. Chewy D's looking like he's got a good spot. Not quite close enough. Can they keep it clean into the Hitachi chicane? Yeah. So MRC Bobby now back in the mix on this little 5th place battle. Purcell and NGR now side by side into the first corner. Looks like Purcell's got the place. Purcell's kept it. He has still got just under a second penalty though. He needs to lose that. So MRC Bobby now got past Chewy D. He's right on the back of Purcell. Side by side. We just watched Bobby going a bit wide there. There was a bit of contact between the pair, not intentional. So Bobby now back into 8th, losing a place to Purcell and Chewy D. So Hyperio's managed to get past Dangling Ball, up into 2nd. He's got 11 seconds between himself and Potter. He's going to have to do some serious driving if he wants to close that gap up. Dangly Ball holding 2nd for a fair while there, and he's got a good old gap to Street Boy in 4th. So it's looking good for MRC Dangly Ball. Street Boy managed to keep his gap to the guys fighting for 5th. Just dropped below 2 seconds there. NGR 30's managed to pull away from this battle between these guys, so he's looking to get his 4th place back from Street Boy. See if Chewy D can get it done again. He's looking down the outside this time, and he's got it around the outside at 130R. As I say, Chewy D is a pretty good driver. That was a good move from him down there. Good bit of drive insert. So Dangly Ball's dived in the pits. Like he's gone for a 2-stop strategy. That puts him, he's going to put him pretty much at the back of the pack. So Potter McPot holding almost a 10-second lead from Hyperio. So Hyperio's closed that down. About 1.4 seconds, he's closed that down a bit. Chewy D's left the room. Unfortunate, I don't know what's going on there. was having a good race as well. That was a good little battle he was having. We do sometimes get these issues with servers causing problems and kicking people out. Absolutely nothing we can do about it. I do wish that PlayStation would sort their stuff out sometimes. So Street Boy losing a bit of time now to NGRE 30. So MRC Dangly Ball, we just watched him there coming around the hairpin. He's been into the pits for the second time. Louis back in 8th place. Had a good first race. I don't know what's happened here. Let's jump up to Potter McPot. Still holding 9 seconds over Hyperio. Hyperio now holding the fastest lap though with a 158.1. So 2/10 off Potter's fastest, which was a 158.3. So closing the gap is Hyperion on Potter McPot. Make sure we keep our eye on that battle. I'm sure they will get closer as the race comes to a conclusion. Still a tight battle here for this 4th place. NGRE 30's got on the back of Street Boy again, looking to take the place. Dives down the inside. Looks like he's going to hold it into the first curve. Still holding a bit of a penalty though. But that's brought MRC Bobby back into the mix as well. So he's had a mixed race as MRC Bobby, up and down the order. Purzel losing out, I think he was at the front of this little battle. Lost out to Street Boy, NGRE 30, MRC Bobby, and Chewy D before he left the lobby. So Dangly Ball now closing the door, closing the gap on Purzel. He's just been in the pits, got some fresh rubber. Yeah, that gap's rapidly decreasing. Get it before Spoon or into Spoon. He's looking good, MRC Dangly Ball. No, he's not gone for it. So as we watch Purzel just going a bit wide there, which gives MRC Dangly Ball a wicked opportunity to just take the place off him. No need for a battle. Flick up to the front, just keep our eye on this gap between Potter and Hyperio. It's come down a little bit, another second or so. 4 laps remaining. Big old gap now between Hyperio and NGRE 30, so nothing to worry about for Hyperio and Potter from the guys behind really, unless they have a massive moment. See Bobby closing down on NGRE 30. Managed to get past Street Boy, the pair of them. He was up in 3rd. Quick look at this MRC Dangly Ball. Got past Purzel, he's looking to take 5th off of Street Boy, closing that gap rapidly. So he's got all the grip in the world now as MRC Dangly Ball after that late pit stop. So this might be another one he looks to do into Spoon. Down the inside, oh, we had a look down the inside at the hairpin. Could be close enough to get it before Spoon or into Spoon. See if Street Boy's going defensive by the looks of it. MRC Dangly Ball go down the outside, easily taking the place. on this gap. So yeah, it's come down again. Another half a second between Potter McPot and Hyperio. Still a big old gap back to these guys. So MRC Bobby losing out a little bit of time there to NGRE 30. Then pulling it back down here. Can he get it done in the slipstream down the start-finish straight? Don't think it's coming down quick enough, Bobby. So MRC Dangly Ball is also closing the gap rapidly on MRC Bobby. We need to keep an eye on that gap as well. So having a good old last stint is MRC Dangly Ball. So again, another second loss to Potter McPot. Imperio's closing him down rapidly. Second a lap. Can Potter McPot and Hyperio keep it together? Last 3 laps. So yeah, that gap's coming down pretty quick. I can imagine Potter McPot can see that as well. So Dangly Ball has closed the gap massively on MRC Bobby. Again, he just seems to be catching everyone at spoon. Through the tight stuff, he's running away with it. MRC Bobby taking the inside line, going defensive. Can Dangly Ball get it done around the outside again like he did last lap? It's not looking good for this one. Start finish straight maybe for him, unless he dives down the inside at Hitachi. No, he's thought better of it. Looks like he's got the better line out the corner though. Possibly not. So MRC Bobby now with the toe on NGRE 30. It's relieved a bit of pressure from him, from MRC Dangly Ball behind. MRC Bobby looking like he was going to go down the inside of NGRE 30 there. He could possibly do it. Dangly Balls is right back on him now though. So again, this could be another one. The Dangly Ball looks to get into spoon. Unless he can get him after the Degners or into the hairpin. He's gone down the inside here. Bobby's got the corner there into the Degners. And then the run down to the hairpin. Oh, MRC Bobby just getting a touch of oversteer. Losing the back end slightly. So Dangly Ball now pressuring MRC Bobby. Losing a little bit of time there through the hairpin though. We'll just nip back to the battle at the front. Yeah, another half a second loss between Hyperio and Potter. Again up the back straight into 130R. The Lamborghini's got a good pull on it though. It's holding off the Beamer. So he's compromised his line, has Bobby, by going defensive into that, nearly taking out MRC Dangly Ball with him. So Dangly Ball now, MRC Bobby losing another place to Purcell. And Street Boy will be looking at that as well, thinking I can have you. MRC Bobby managed to keep his 6th place though. So Purcell up into 5th due to that, and Dangly Ball's up into 4th. So Can he make any headway in these last 2 laps onto NGRE 30? That gap is coming down. Whether it's quick enough to do it in 2 laps, I don't know. So Hyperio has had an absolute moment. Lost his gap to Potter McPotts, so now 21 seconds between Potter McPott and Hyperio. Unfortunate for him, he was closing that gap, probably pushing a little bit too hard. CJW Racing, yeah, this one did start a little bit late. We had a 10-minute gap in between first and second race. Had to have a restart due to some settings not being quite right. And yes, it was a good move, Chewy, but now he's gone. I don't know where he's gone. So can Dangly Ball get another guy? He's looking good up the back straight now. Takes the inside line into 130R. Looks like he's going to take the place. Oh, we'll just watch NGRE 30 get a little bit wide there. Oh, into the grass as well. That's not going to help him at all. So the guys are onto their final lap. Potter with a 20-second lead over Hyperio. So 20 seconds either way for Hyperio. Nothing to worry about for him really, unless he has another moment. Dangly Ball's got past NGRE 30 after his into 130R, so that's put him up into third. Good race from MRC Dangly Ball. NGRE 30's been up and down the pack. Purzel also. Most of these guys have been up and down the order most of the race. Potter McPott and Hyperio about to fight their way through the pack, but once they got there, they pretty much stayed in that order. MRC Bobby now back into 8th. So unfortunate for him, watched him go off a couple of times. Looks like that Lamborghini is an absolute handful when the tyres are warm. So we'll flick up to Potter McPott as he's comes through the Hitachi chicane for the last time. So Hyperio has closed the gap a little bit. Potter McPott giving it the obligatory wiggle across the line. So good race from Potter McPott, taking the race win tonight. Hyperio now coming around the last corner in second. Again, another good race from him tonight. MRC Dangly Ball coming into third. I will say it again, another good race from him. 2-stop pit strategy. All came good at the end of the race. He was sitting quite far back and just took about 3 or 4 guys out in the last stint of his race. So NGRE 30 now coming home in 4th. Purzel in 5th. Street Boy, we just watch him coming through the Hitachi chicane. So he comes home in 6th. Louis in 7th. And unfortunately for MRC Bobby, he's 30 seconds back. So if we just look at his tyre wear, that'll be the reason. He's struggling to keep it in a straight line by the looks of it. Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem. Maybe a two-stop strategy next time, Bobby. Yeah, looks like there's literally no rubber left on those tyres. He's down to the metal. It goes for a drift across the line. Well, finishing style, why not, Bob? So there we go, people. Potomac Pot in first, Hyperio second, Dangly Ball third, Purzel in fourth. Sorry, NGR 30 in fourth, Purzel in fifth, Street Boy in sixth, Louis in seventh, and Bobby in eighth. So unfortunate for Chewy D, got kicked or lost connection. We also had Timmy, he got kicked out of the first race as well, very unfortunate. So next week, people, it's an endurance race, 50-minute endurance race at Fuji. So that is the guys start with maximum amount of fuel on board. They can run any tyres between racing hards and racing softs. There will be pit stops in that, obviously. So this has been the Next Gen versus MRC team versus team series. This has been sponsored by David Appleby Engineering, that's DAE. There will be links in the description for David Appleby Engineering. There will be links in the description for MRC Mature Racing Club and also for Next Gen Racing. So I hope you can join us next week. If you like what you're watching, give us a like. Apologise for the glitching. Hopefully we can get a better server next week. If you like what you're watching, give us a like, give us a subscribe to keep up with the rest of this series of races. And we'll see you next week. Darksmoka out.